G'day everyone, Jimbo here. Gary and I are going to be back on tour April the 1st, so we'll be putting up some fresh videos then. Gary's on a farm at the moment, fluffing up a few sheep, and I'm in Bali, so my thoughts are naturally with the two Aussies who are on Death Island at the moment, Andrew Chan and that other bloke who no one really says his name because they're too scared to fuck it up. But these guys, I've been thinking, what would be the best outcome for this situation for me? And this is the ideal situation, I reckon. I reckon just have them tied to a stake, and no hood on, Saddam Hussein style, and have the 12 guys just pointing at them and just going, mate, you're fucked, and then going, ah, no bullets. Oh, fuck, man. Man, you should have seen your face. Oh, fucking priceless. And then have a couple of guys come in and just undo them and go, look, you scallywags, off to jail you go back again. I think you've learnt your lesson, because they have. I mean, there's a lot of, this is getting pretty emotional in Australia at the moment. I think when you strip it all down, it's not about these guys being Australian that we want them to be, not killed. And it's not because we donated a whole lot of money to Indonesia for Aceh or whatever, or they were young and stupid. Like, fuck that, that's just all wank. The main reason people are fundamentally really upset about this situation is that these two guys have changed in like a massive way. No one could have guessed 10 years ago that these guys would have ended up like they are at the moment. And to kill them now is really it's just cutting off a couple of guys' potential. These guys have got huge potential if they live another 40, 50 years in the jail. And with that, they've been put in for hard drugs trafficking. But the reality is, even if you're not on hard drugs in this world at the moment, 2015, it's pretty hard for most people to have hope in the world at the moment. I mean, there's some massive problems beyond illegal drugs. Number one being fossil fuel. Apart from all the pollution that it's creating, we're using up stored energy from the sun quicker, billions of times quicker than the sun can actually create it. I mean, that's not really smart, and it's not going to end well. And just even basic food, we're struggling. We've got addictions with sugar and fatty food and all this shitty food which is out there, and it's hard to stop because we're addicted to it. And then we go onto all these pharmaceutical drugs which are hard to stop as well. And these pharmaceutical drugs is a massive problem. Aside from a lot of the side effects, we can't afford them. I mean, we're giving them out for free to people from tax money, but the tax money is shrinking, and these costs of these drugs are going up, so it's going to crash soon. And the biggest problem is, when it comes down to it, is the debt machine, which the privately owned bankers of the world who are just handing out free money, which they create for free, and then charging interest on it for us. And it's all imploding at the moment. Like, they're handing out all this money. It's all going into the stock market, the housing prices, but economic growth is just coming down. We're nearly at a depreciation stage where, like, reserve banks have got a negative rate. I mean, what's that? That's like where everything in the world costs something, but money doesn't cost anything. It's getting weird. We're addicted to money. So we've got a lot of changes that need to happen in the world, and what we really look for now is individual people who inspire us through how they change themselves. I mean, that's the hardest thing to do, is to change yourself, and that's what these guys have done. So if President Jokowi, I don't know whether you're a Gary the Goat fan or whether you got a mate who's going to share this with you, but if you see it, please really consider these guys' fate at the moment. I think they're definitely more value to humanity alive than dead. And if you've listened to this, terima kasih, and I hope that I just hope they're not killed, and that they go on to do great things, and that's tied with your legacy as well for many years after you're president.